Marvel's Avengers are often referred to as Earth's mightiest heroes, originally joining forces to battle ones that no single hero could defeat alone. Over time, they've taken down some truly competent enemies, each earning the title of an Avengers-level threat. Interestingly, the diaspora of Invincible is also filled with villains who are just as dangerous and would be serious contenders against the Avengers. Most Avengers villains tend to challenge the team with overwhelming strength and raw power, as they have occasionally gone up against brilliant science-driven adversaries. Their biggest threats are usually the ones capable of ending worlds, meaning D.A. Sinclair is the kind of villain who defy the usual pattern. A disturbed genius, he reanimates corpses into deadly cyborg soldiers called the Reaniman. Considering these creations have gone to war with Invincible himself, it's safe to say they'd pose a serious threat even to the bravest Avengers. Many Avengers are incredibly powerful on their own, but the team's greatest strength lies in unity. Their real advantage comes from combining their powers and working as a cohesive force, proving time and time again that there's power in numbers. In that sense, the Lizard League might pose a surprising challenge for the Avengers. Although much of their force is made up of expendable grunts, the group's core leaders are powerful enough to take on some of the Avengers' top names. Earth's mightiest heroes are no strangers to fighting through hordes of lackeys. The League's top-tier members could operate behind the scenes and execute dangerous plans. One of the earliest large-scale threats Invincible faced was the Flaxan Empire, an interdimensional force that nearly overwhelmed him in the early stages of his journey. The Flaxans come from a realm where time moves much faster than on Earth, so they seem to rapidly age when they invade. On the other hand, this same time disparity let them return with increasingly advanced technology between each assault, making them a recurring and evolving danger. Over the years, the Avengers have battled the war-hardened Kree and shape-shifting Skrulls. They've stood against interdimensional invasions before, which might give them an edge when facing the Flaxans. Yet what makes the Flaxans especially dangerous is their persistence, returning with stronger forces each time until only total annihilation could stop them. Not every top-tier villain needs to throw punches with the Avengers, though. Some of the most dangerous are the ones pulling strings from the shadows. These masterminds orchestrate things through powerful agents while staying out of direct conflict. Cecil Stedman fits that mold perfectly, always operating behind the curtain, manipulating events and people to achieve his purpose. With unlimited funding from the government, Cecil leverages his superhero connections to acquire the most advanced technology and powers available to safeguard Earth. But his questionable methods end up making him far eviler than he ever perceived. Stedman, while planning to enlist the Avengers for his mission, also would likely prepare strategies to thwart them if they opposed him. Mark's first encounter with the Sequids took place during a mission to Mars. These strange creatures have the ability to hijack the consciousness of their victims, turning them into mere puppets of their bitter hive mind. The Sequids were passive on Mars, and thanks to the Martians' impressive shape-shifting abilities, they evolved into a significant threat once they discovered a more compatible host. A single touch from a Sequid tentacle can transform an ally into an enemy, unless they're properly prepared to defend against the threat. Without Iron Man providing each Avenger with impenetrable armor, the Sequids would remain an invulnerable force. As more of the team succumbed to their invasion, the Avengers would find themselves turning against one another in a fight for survival. The Avengers' most iconic enemies are often either exceptionally intelligent or just powerful, but the truly dangerous ones possess both qualities. Among the first intimidating adversaries Invincible faced after stepping into the superhero world were the Mauler twins, a pair of scientific geniuses with the strength to match their brilliance. Initially, there was only one Mauler, who later developed the technology to clone his own body and transfer a replica of his mind into the new form. The Mauler twins' crazy strength is a serious threat to most of the Avengers. Yet more importantly is their superior intellect and inventive brilliance that has made them undefeatable over the years. His very name strikes fear into the hearts of most of us. Conquest was one of the toughest ones Mark ever encountered. Carrying the unparalleled strength of the Viltrumite genetics and years of combat experience, Conquest is no doubt someone you should probably just avoid. True to the savage reputation his name suggests, Conquest was sent by the Viltrumite Empire to crush any worlds that dared defy their brutal reign. If he ever clashed with the Avengers, it would take the full strength of the entire team working together to have any hope of stopping him. Only a handful of Team's heroes have ventured into the multiverse, and many have faced dangerous alternate versions of themselves. The idea of countless parallel realities, each possibly harboring a darker, more twisted version of an Avenger, is a chilling possibility. ability to think of. If someone found a way to harness the multiverse as a weapon, they'd instantly become a devastating weakness to Earth's mightiest heroes. And Angstrom Levy fills those blanks perfectly. Counting his enhanced intellect, Levy can scour alternate realities in search of villainous versions of heroes, potentially assembling an army of Dark Thors, Rogue Hulks, and corrupted Iron Men to turn on the Avengers. The cosmic force known as Omnipotus, often called the World Shaper, emerged from a dimension he had already completely exhausted of energy. As a powerful interdimensional entity, he posed a recurring threat to the heroes of Invincible's universe. Only incredibly strong figures like Mark or Dinosaurus could challenge him, though they risked the chances of fueling his strength, as Omnipotus could absorb their energy to make himself even more powerful. The Avengers were originally formed to face overwhelming threats similar to Omnipotus. They've battled cosmic forces before, facing off against world-ending entities like Galactus and the Celestials, but Omnipotus is on a different level, as the team would need one of their strongest lineups to have a chance at defeating him. Thanos was anything but easy for the Avengers to defeat. As a war-hardened conqueror, he used power to exploit their every weakness. Thok the Battle Beast shares that same warrior spirit, but unlike Thanos, Thok's greatest obsession lies in earning victory through brutal one-on-one combat. Battle Beast exists for one purpose: to seek out the strongest opponents and defeat them in the name of glory, where he almost always comes out on top. In his first battle with Invincible, he effortlessly overwhelmed him. If even Viltrumites struggle to stand against him, the Avengers would likely be just another set of trophies in his long list of conquests. When a villain combines raw power with their brain's intellect, they become a something you can't recreate. And Dinosaurus checks those boxes perfectly. He's just as brutal in a fight as he is calculated in smarts. Even worse may just be his motives in battle, which often seem rational, even justifiable, only to find giving his destruction brings a disturbing sense of purpose. Unlike most supervillains who act out of self-interest, Dinosaurus pursues effective solutions to global problems. In one case, he obliterated Las Vegas to successfully address the world's energy crisis. With his strategic ideas and ruthless tactics, the Avengers would find themselves struggling to counter his complex, calculated schemes. The Viltrumites stand as the most treacherous group in the Invincible lore. While Mark faces many petrifying foes, none push him to his limits like the Viltrumites do. Considering their brutal warrior race, they live by a survival of the strongest code, which only the most powerful among them is deemed worthy to lead their ruthless, genocidal empire. Thrag secured his place on the Viltrumite throne through slaughter and victory, earning one of the most intimidating costumes in the Invincible diaspora. As if his own strength wasn't enough, Thrag commands a personal army of Viltrumites to serve as his elite guard. In war, he wouldn't hesitate to eliminate weaker Avengers, and the strongest members of the team would face the fight of their lives against him. Despite him being human, Tony Stark is a cornerstone of the Avengers. With his most advanced armors, Iron Man can go toe-to-toe with heavy hitters like Thor and the Hulk, introducing them to the cutting-edge technology of his suits. Robot takes technological power to a whole new level, elevating his abilities to match the best in the field. With power equivalent to Ultron, Robot isn't just a singular threat, he's a multifaceted one. His strategized mind allows him to control multiple robotic bodies simultaneously, each equipped with the strength to face Mark Grayson. This puts Robot at an ultimate Avengers-level threat. Though he began as a hero, his warped logic eventually led him to turn against his former allies, in an effort that would be to protect Earth, demonstrating how powerful he really is. Now, just to dive deeper, we will go over Invincible characters who could be great Avengers. No matter how large their roster grows, they always manage to assign tasks in a way that plays to each member's strengths. If Duplicate became part of the team, she'd be the perfect example of that teamwork in action, multiplying their efforts, literally. With the power to create multiple copies of herself, just as her name suggests, Duplicate could provide the Avengers with a small army at a moment's notice. Her abilities would also allow the team to avoid high-risk situations, stepping in where a sacrifice might otherwise be required. The Avengers have always stood out for their diverse roster, featuring ones as different as a blue-furred mutant. Visually, Space Racer would fit right in with the team's eclectic look, but it's his skill set that could make him one of their most valuable assets when it really counts. Space Racer could easily shift the balance in any battle the Avengers face, thanks to his insane weapon that fires laser blasts. On top of that, his apparent agelessness means he could be a lasting asset to the team for generations to come. In the comics, the Hulk was one of the original Avengers, before his time with the team was short-lived, and his unpredictable and destructive temperament made him too too unstable to remain a consistent part of the mightiest heroes. Monster Girl could offer the Avengers a balanced alternative to the Hulk. Possessing strength on par with the Green Giant, she maintains full control over her monstrous form. This eliminates the unpredictability that made Hulk a liability. As a key member of the Guardians of the Globe in the Image Comics universe, she's already proven herself as an Avengers-caliber powerhouse. The Avengers have consistently thrived alongside heroes equipped with advanced battle armor, with Tony Stark being a prime example. Others like War Machine and Stingray have also made valuable contributions thanks to their high-tech gear. Yet Tech Jacket takes that idea to an entirely new level, with his extraordinary alien armor pushing the boundaries of what a powered suit can do. Tech Jacket came equipped with an impressive arsenal. His strength was so significant that Invincible called on him to help battle the near unstoppable Viltrumites. The Avengers have had some serious heavyweights on their strongest lineups, like the notable Thor and Captain Marvel. Bulletproof would be a natural fit to bolster that strength, if even further. And although his darker past might raise a few eyebrows, his raw power makes him a recruit worth considering. When Mark stepped away from his heroic duties, Bulletproof rose to the occasion with the Invincible role, continuing to uphold it with honor as a member of the Guardians of the Globe. If the Avengers welcomed him onto their team, he'd bring that same pride and fearless spirit to their ranks. With Nolan's conniving decisions, he carefully covered his tracks and misled authorities into believing a mysterious killer was responsible. But the demon detective, Damien Darkblood, wasn't so easily deceived. He immediately suspected Omni-Man's involvement and began his own investigation. Damien Darkblood on their roster would bring a potential benefit. With his expertise as a master detective with deep knowledge of the occult, Darkblood would be a perfect asset in handling supernatural threats. After Robot had a time of leading the teen team, he was selected by the Global Defense Agency to rebuild the Guardians of the Globe. During this time, Robot demonstrated his brilliance and true dedication as a leader, qualities that would be useful to the Avengers, who always need strategic minds at the helm. Unfortunately, Robot's growing detachment from humanity led him to orchestrate a takeover of the world, later persisting to serve the Guardians of the Globe as their mission coordinator. Robot might be a risky choice for the Avengers, as his potential is undeniable but is worth it, due to being much like Marvel's Vision, who also started as a wildcard before proving his worth to the team. Gary Hampton, once a wealthy businessman, was brutally attacked and transformed by one of the most terrifying werewolves in comic lore. Once struggling with his newfound animalistic nature, he eventually gained control of his powers and decided to use them for good, becoming the superhero known as the Astounding Wolfman. The Astounding Wolfman crossed paths with Mark on multiple occasions. Since the Avengers have a history of welcoming supernatural beings to their ranks, Wolfman would fit perfectly into their roster. With his supernatural abilities, he wouldn't only contribute greatly to the team, but also fulfill his goal of becoming a true superhero. Being a member isn't just about raw strength. It's a variety of qualities that determine who makes the cut. Alan the Alien stands out as a skilled being, possessing mild telekinetic abilities, traits that would make him a valuable asset to the Avengers beyond just his physical offerings. Props to his extensive training with the Coalition of Planets, Alan is well versed in navigating diverse societies and cultures far removed from his own. If he joined the Avengers, his knowledge would be valuable in keeping the team informed about alien threats. The best superhero teams survive based on a wide range of abilities. It's the characters who can compensate for each other's weaknesses that elevate a team from good to great. The Avengers usually boast members who can summon objects out of thin air, and few possess the rare power to manipulate molecular structures, a unique ability that could give the team a serious edge in any battle. Atom Eve would bring significant amounts of value to the Avengers, with her extraordinary ability to create and manipulate matter. Her powers could provide the team with endless solutions, whether it's crafting powerful armor for her teammates or launching devastating attacks on their enemies. Her unique skill set would ensure the Avengers are always prepared, no matter the challenge. Captain America has shown that age is no barrier to being an Avenger, and Brit is a counterpart to that idea. He may appear older than Steve Rogers, but Brit's body is possibly even more durable, and unlike Cap's enhanced strength and reflexes, Brit possesses full-blown invulnerability as an unshakable force on the battlefield. Long before Mark Grayson took center stage, Brit was already one of Earth's top heroes. It did take quite some time for Brit to appear in the series, where he made a lasting impression once he did, serving under the Global Defense Agency and later stepping up as the leader of the Guardians of the Globe. Brit consistently represented his reliability and leadership. Every great team needs a secret weapon. Black Widow typically handles the whole espionage side of things, but most Avengers tend to favor power over anything. When brute force isn't the answer, and precision is key, having someone with a tactical edge can be the deciding factor between success and failure. In high stakes, Shapesmith would shine. His Martian physiology allows him to reshape his form effortlessly, labeling him a master of disguise and stealth. Shapesmith would possibly bring a level of espionage few Avengers possess. Even better is his elastic limbs and combat prowess that would put him on par with Marvel's top shapeshifters like Mr. Fantastic. Invincible would be the obvious top recruit for the Avengers. With his Viltrumite strength and flight, Mark Grayson could go face to face with Marvel's most dangerous, especially when the big guns like Thor or Hulk need backup. His resilience and never give up mentality match the spirit of the team perfectly. With his iconic costume and relatable personality, Invincible wouldn't just be another strongman, he'd be the heart of the team in no time. There's many from Invincible who would shake up the Avengers in wild ways. From every aspect of being a member, these characters could redefine what it means to be an Avenger, or possibly destroy them from the inside. One thing's for sure though, and that is that Earth's mightiest heroes would never be the same.